What's up, everybody? Today we have episode 1 of Community Spotlights featuring our very own Josh. Josh, how's it going, buddy?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Not too bad, man. So this is going to be a new series where we have different members of the community come on and talk about one of their decks, talk about a creation of theirs, and really get to know the person a little bit, have them shout out their own content for everyone else to be able to follow, and talk through a deck, and then maybe we'll play a game or two, and you can tell me how bad of a pilot I am with your deck. So that'll be the plan. This is episode 1. We wanted to keep it in-house. We have a lot of guests lined up. It's actually, I've got a lot of output, a lot of reaching out for people that really want to get involved with this. I think it's going to be very exciting. Going to try to put out at least one a week is the goal. So each week you can expect a community spotlight video where it'll be me and a guest. And hopefully we have a lot of interest. If you guys are out there watching and you want to be on this, reach out. Feel free to reach out to me and we can try to work that out. But Josh, welcome to episode 1. Community Spotlight.
Thank you. I am very happy to be on episode 1.
So Josh is a fellow member of the Twin Sons podcast here. You might be seeing his face more on the YouTube channel. You've heard his voice for the past year on the podcast. But yeah, Josh here has started streaming himself, and his Twitch link will be in the description of the video, so make sure you drop a follow on there. But Josh has recently created Starry Psychos, which is Zoe and Jinx here. And it's quite a spicy deck. So I'll read through the list quickly, and then I'll ask you a bunch of questions. Sound good?
That sounds good. Yep, I'm ready.
So we got Poro Cannon, Jury Rig, Rummage. 1-drops, we got Spacey Sketcher, the Urchin, and Zoe. For 2-drops, we got Ballistic Bot and Flame Chompers, as well as the Scamp. The Starry Scamp. Sorry, I know Starry's in the title of the deck. We got Pale Cascade for our 2-spot Spell. We have Get Excited, Stump Dredgers, Jinx, and then 3 Augmented Experimenters. So obviously, this looks like a take on a discard aggro style deck, but it's also using the awesome power of the Invoke Rush style package with the Starry Scamp, Zoe, and Spacey Sketcher. So I guess, Josh, where was the idea for this deck? How did this happen?
So I love Jinx. I have other decks that I've made with Jinx that aren't the typical Noxus discard deck that goes around forever, that has been around forever.
Yeah.
And before Cosmic Creations came out, and when Gems originally came out, I really loved the Gems with the discard package. So I was trying to make that work. And before Zoe and the Starry Scamp came out, there wasn't really any aggro that could go there, so it was like a little bit too slow for Jinx. And you couldn't get empty your hand fast enough. Their units were like more mid-range to control pace than rather aggro pace. So as soon as, well, no, I shouldn't say as soon. How many weeks were in? I just made this deck like last week. But basically, I was like, oh, I should go revisit that idea. So originally, I was trying to do Gems, but I was realizing, the route I was taking was, still not fast enough for, the meta for what Jinx does still wasn't optimal. So I took some inspiration from, I'm not sure if it's his deck, but I saw him use it a ton. I saw him promote it like a lot when the Cosmic Creations first came out. It was Mr. Emotionals, and he did the Noxus Targon deck. But he uses Draven and then, Vision and the House Spider and the Battle Call or whatever, or the Battle Caster. So I saw that, but I would see their hands die out like immediately. So I was like, well, if Targon can get rid of their hand that quickly, I mean, if Targon and Noxus can, why can't PZ and Targon not do that? Targon has the Spacey Sketcher, which has synergies with Flame Chomper, Jury Rig, which immediately goes into Starry Scamp, and it kind of started from there. Basically, that's where my inspiration came from. Wanted to use Jinx, saw this aggro, and I morphed them together into this amazing aggro deck that is probably the most fun I've had playing an aggro deck.
Yeah, I mean, and we're at a time where aggro is being considered dead by many.
Yes.
Even though Discord aggro has a decent win rate and a lot of games played in every level of the game. But yeah, this is a great idea. I really like the idea. I think it I feel like it makes total sense why you want to push Jinx in over the Noxus package because, like you said, she is kind of that solution to your hand dying out. Not only Jinx, but the Augment Experimenter is super good. When you have no hand, you get 3 cards
Yeah.
back, and yeah, the added synergy of Spacey Sketcher getting to discard another card in hand really works well with Jury Rig and with Flame Chompers. So obviously you could get lots of value on turn 1 or turn 2 and get big attacks going. I love it. I mean, I definitely liked when Zoe got revealed and Starry Scam especially. I was like, wow, they are really trying to make this aggro, rush style Targon deck at least viable, or at least they want people to start building with it. And it's really cool because I really like the Celestials that cost 3 or less. There's some very aggressive ones. The Serpent is
so
super
fun.
aggressive, and what is it? The Charger.
The Charger, yeah.
Super
The
aggressive.
Charger's super aggressive. I actually so going back to like aggressive turn 1s and turn 2s, I actually discovered this is the deck that can put the highest output damage turn 1. Granted, you have to use your whole hand. But basically, yeah, your hand ends up being the Spacey Sketcher, a Jury Rig, and then 3 Starry Scamps. And you can go Sketcher into Jury Rig, pull the Serpent, play all 3 Scamps and the Serpent, and you can swing for 10 damage turn
And
1.
also
And
have 6 units on the board, right? Is that what
yes,
which is
yeah.
even funnier. That's definitely the most units you can put on the board on turn 1.
Yeah, and 10 damage turn 1. It's hysterical. People will be like, "Oh, well, you just used your whole hand," Um what are they going to do turn 2? You're still going to have a full board.
Yeah, I
And if they're running Whale, I guess they could pass and then Whale. They could try and pass and then Avalanche, but you just open attack again.
yeah, Avalanche doesn't work into that exactly.
Yeah, and turn 2, they could play a unit and then pass, but then you have the Serpent to pull it, so you're pushing another 8 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's not much people can do like right away unless they can match at least half of your units that you're putting. So it creates some scary situations that you could pretty much end turn 3 or in intimidation surrenders, which happen more often than not without even having to push 10 damage. I'll push 6, I'll push 5
Yeah, right.
like turn
That's
1, and then they'll just surrender.
So I guess talking about that would be attacking on turn 1. Is that preferred? I mean, it is a Zoe deck, and Zoe likes to be played in attack right away. Is that kind of what you're looking for? Would you rather have the attack token on odds with this deck most of the time?
Yes. Basically, attacking on odds allows you to put the pressure turn 1. It kind of makes them have to respond, kind of cautiously. They can't really be greedy turn 2,
Right.
Because then turn 3 you're still swinging. Also with the odds, it allows you to play Jinx on turn 5 and then level her immediately and possibly get another rocket. So
Makes sense.
going into turn 4, you could preserve your 3 mana. So then you could play Jinx. You could, play like a Rummage, level her up, and then whatever the Rummage gives you, play those 2 cards even, and you
Right.
get a rocket that turn, and you could push a ton of damage that way because clearing board, doing 4 with the rocket, open attacking if you still have a board state, which you probably do with this deck, just because how cheap things are and
Right.
how fast you're cycling through the deck.
Well, that leads right into the next question, which I guess is mulligans, but this probably is one of the easier decks to talk about mulligans with, since
Definitely.
your mana curve looks like this. So I'm guessing, obviously we want Zoe, but it might not be a typical Zoe deck where you're like hard mulliganing for Zoe. Am I right there?
So basically, I'm never actually mulliganing for Zoe, but if I have her turn 1, I'll keep her.
Okay.
When I'm mulliganing, I'm looking for that 1-drop synergy, whether it's Zonite and a Jury Rig, Zonite and a Flame Chomper, or Spacey and a Jury Rig or Chomper. So like, if you don't have either of those, then yes, Zoe is the way to go. There is matchups where I will keep Zoe, and it's when I can guarantee that she can't get hit turn 1 or possibly turn 2. That's the only time that I'll keep her. So if you're going against P and Z, she's not that great because she has Thermode, and then your aggressive turn 1 is completely done for.
Yeah.
If she is your only play, then yeah, you can go for the risk. Yeah, so that's basically what I'm going for. I'm just going for to start getting my board. So Spacey and Zolanite are the go-tos right in the beginning.
Gotcha. Makes sense. I guess the last thing to talk about as far as like deck construction, I guess there's 2 more. Firstly, Matchup wise, obviously Gohard is a pain in the
Yeah,
buns right now, so Gohard I'm guessing isn't the best matchup. But
not at all.
yeah, so, all right, so that's a bad one. Other than that, how do you feel? I mean, you're very quick. You can probably get underneath most Plaza decks, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, the Plaza is very greedy. So if they're trying to save until turn 3 to then play their units and trade with you,
Yeah.
which is the play style of most of them, because they're like, oh, I could get these trades and clear the board. You will punish them, and by the time they actually can develop, you'll most likely have Jinx and shooting rockets.
Right.
It's pretty good. The only problem, like if misfortune levels, like so it sucks because you want to use as much damage to the Nexus as possible. So you want to use your Get Excited onto the Nexus.
Yeah.
But in that matchup, you kind of have to use your Get Excited on the misfortune if she gets close to leveling. It sucks because they use the sharp sights, and a couple of them use like the riposte, which is
Yeah.
super annoying. But so they can keep her alive. But if she levels, you pretty much lost, unfortunately.
Right.
The
But
scouts is pretty annoying. Go hard. I actually have intimidated Go hard into surrendering. It's pretty funny, but
yeah, I mean, you could definitely get through. I mean, you have a lot of damage. Yeah, like I said, it's probably not the best matchup, but like, there's definitely games where you're just gonna kind of pop off and
oh yeah,
finish anything. It's like any aggro deck in that sense. I'm assuming where
yeah, you really need Go hard to not happen until like turn 4. You really need like them not to draw it until then, which is super hard because obviously they have a ton of draw.
yeah, right.
And you have a ton of 1-drops or like 1 health units, so
Yeah.
they could basically pick and choose what they want to shoot off the board. I do get them like it's close. It's like it's not like I just roll over and die. It's like I get them down to 5 health. I get them down to 3 health. It's just I don't have the finishing power because they're healing every time, and
Yeah, they
those
have
one little
plenty of sustain too. So
yeah. The little ticks of healing really messes you up. But other than that, Go hard. Scouts is a little difficult. Even the FTR decks, the field rush stuff, you can play around the avalanche just because you have so many units that you're playing.
Yeah.
So like, I mistakenly have played all of my units. I'm like, oh, I'm going to rush this deck down and kill it. But turn 3 comes and your board's wiped.
Yeah.
But if you manage, like, they don't have units to play besides the sentry, and I think that's like the only low cost unit they play. Everything else is pretty greedy. So you could play kind of slow and like keeping 3 things on the board and keep like open attacking. And they don't want to get rid of their ramp, but if they do get rid of their ramp, then that helps you even more to just continue slow playing.
Right.
And you could really force them to do a like inopportune avalanche, and then you could just like play Jinx. You could play all that, and you could finish. So like anything that's a Targon's Peak, you absolutely run over. They are very, very greedy.
Yeah, I haven't even seen one of those in a minute.
Yeah, there's still those people that are, they love the A soul, so they're trying to run it. But yeah, you run those straight over. Plaza decks, that's a very good matchup.
Yeah, they need to hit the Solari guy on turn 4 to get lifesteal, and they need to be attacking at that point because you're going to be putting pressure by turn 4. The Nexus should be getting low, so there is a benefit to playing an aggro deck in a meta where there isn't that much aggro going around because a lot of decks are teched for it already naturally because they're running Go Hard and things like that, but not everyone's over teching for it. So there's not everybody's not slotting in Whale. Everybody's not slotting in all the cards that are specific for it. So there's definitely a bonus to that where it's like, oh well, maybe some people are sleeping on that, especially in lower ELOs too. I mean, you can definitely catch people with their pants down and just really just go for it.
The other matchup we didn't say, the Lee matchup.
Oh, it's a big one. Yep.
Yeah, so Lee is pretty weird because he's like the mid-range killer, also the control killer. But
just the killer.
Basically what you can do is get underneath of him by just all out like going in turn 1. So you could push a ton of damage, and their only units are the Eye of the Dragon, the Mountain Goat, the Sparkle Fly. That's what, and those are pretty much, and they use the
and Zoe, yeah.
And the mentor. Those are their only units. So like you're going board wide every single time. So if you can like go board wide and overcome their tiny little bit of followers that they have, it's not that hard to kill them before Lee comes out, or when Lee does come out, you have rockets already. So there's been plenty of times where I played and they're forced to play all their followers. They're forced to play these little spells to where they don't even have cards to like level Lee Sin up because I'm just going all in. So it's a pretty good matchup where you could definitely take a win. If Lee levels and you don't have Jinx out there to get the Rockets to finish, then you will lose. But you could definitely steal wins from the Lee matchup.
Yeah, I mean, aggro was definitely Lee's worst matchup back in the day. Now Sparklefly has made it a little bit more annoying, but I mean, it's still very, very winnable. Last question about the deck, and then we'll jump into a game or two. Were there any flex cards that you tried? Mystic Shot, perhaps, or anything else that you tried in the deck?
Yeah, so actually that ballistic bot wasn't originally there.
Okay.
So when I was trying to get the gems, working with the discard package, I had the mentor in there because of the synergy with
Okay. Yeah.
flame chompers. You could get Zoe attacking for 3. Any of the other little units, you could kind of beef them up. But when he died, and I also thought with discarding everything, those are free cards that you're getting, like the gems. You just discard them, or you could just use them to level up Jinx super quickly and increase her attack. But it ended up being that he was just discard fodder. Like literally, you just be just discarding him turn 1, turn 2. If he was there, you didn't want to play him.
Yeah.
So I was actually on stream, and the guy, he's been with me the past 2 days, Phoenix Clops. I kept saying I need to get rid of this card. I need to get rid of this card. It's slowing me down.
Yeah.
And for some reason I was just overlooking Ballistic Bot. He was like, how about the Doom Bot himself? And so I was like, wow. I was like, he doesn't have to be discard fodder because his ignition is discard fodder.
Right. Yeah. He gives you fodder or damage output. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been super good ever since I teched him in. Super flexible. Instead of him being discard fodder, he makes the ignition, which is discard fodder, and he can push the damage. He can end up trading because if you're creating with the Spacey, if you're attacking with Zoe and creating, he can become the units to at least trade higher if you need to, which the mentor could not at all. He was just a chump that would get you 3 gems, which could clog up your hand if you had Jinx in there.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, so he's been super good addition. Helped me push a little bit of damage in certain matchups where maybe before I was missing a couple, and also allowing me to refill my hand, or search for the Jinx to end the game kind of thing by discarding his ignition with either an Urchin or a Dredger or a Spacey, something like that.
Yeah, he's super solid. I mean, and plus it's fleeting, so it doesn't get stuck in your hand like the gems would. And yeah, he's really good ad here. Yeah, I like this deck a lot. Let's run a game with it for sure.
Sounds good to me.
Let's not go versus the AI.
As long as we don't go into go hard, we should be okay.
We'll see. We're just gonna load into normals and see how it goes. Have some fun here.
Yeah, hopefully no one's try harding in there or go harding in there.
Go harding in there. Yeah, exactly. There we got Brom Trundle, baby.
Yes.
That's pretty hilarious. But yeah, Josh has been streaming on Twitch at JSHVLZ510 on Twitch. I will make sure that link is in the description, so definitely check him out. And he's going to just walk me through this game. Win or lose, Josh, this is going to be seen by the world. So what should I mulligan?
All of it.
All of it. He doesn't like any of it. All right, so we got a Zoe and a Starry Scamp. Seems pretty decent.
Yeah, so the Zoe's pretty safe.
We'll give him a thing. So just Zoe here, I'm assuming?
Yep, yeah, she's pretty safe here. There's nothing they can do.
All right.
Yep, we're off to a good start.
Zoe has lived. Second Zoe is here. So would you attack or double jury rig and then attack for 3? What is your headspace telling you right now?
So my headspace, let's see. So they could avalanche soon. So I probably wouldn't empty the jury rigs just yet. I'd probably just open with Zoe and then, see what you get to play the Scamp and whatever you get for maybe it's a Serpent.
Super cool star chart.
Yes.
We got a goat.
Okay, so the messenger is not too bad there.
Dog. I guess Moonsilver is not terrible, but we don't have a hand that really supports it. So we're going with the dog. Nope. And then you play Starry Scamp?
Yep, because you need something to trade with the goat next turn.
Sounds good to me. So how often do either of your champions level? I suppose Jinx levels moderately consistent, and Zoe's more of a if it happens, it happens type of deal.
So Zoe, yeah, if it happens, it happens. It really depends on the matchup because there are times where it's like this deck where they could be running elusives because they're in Targon.
Yeah.
But they don't have direct removal for her, so she could stick for a while. So she might end up leveling in this matchup. I'm not sure. if they're going for overwhelm, I actually haven't gone into this matchup, so we'll see how this goes.
Should be fun.
Yeah,
Guessing the dog for another chump blocker.
yep.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's definitely good with your hand. I have never had this hand before.
Yeah, the triple
Actually,
jury rig hand is real.
yeah. Earlier I had 3 flame chompers. I think I still ended up pulling that one out. But yeah, the rummage is going to be huge.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a style deck where you can pretty much pull out anything. Now, I don't know what we're playing against exactly. I'm not too afraid of whatchamacallit at the moment. I'm assuming rummage right now before I attack here. 2 jury
and then
rigs.
I think you just have to open attack because they could have an avalanche.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. You got the Jinx. That's pretty solid.
So we'll send it. Zoe just getting unlimited value. Ooh, a Sparkle Fly. That's interesting.
So they are playing Sparkle, yeah.
So would you go Jinx here, or would you just dump 2 Ballistic Bots? It might be hard to level Jinx with 2 of them on board.
So Jinx is interesting. Next turn, it's probably their Trundle turn, right?
Mm-hmm. So
they could still play an Avalanche. You know,
I'm doubting Avalanche existence, but who knows? You never know. With
yeah, I think Jinx isn't that bad to just get her started.
We'll see what happens with her. We got the dreaded Sparkle Fly, but we do have a Pale Cascade to get around.
And another Zoe, so you shouldn't be too scared of that. I don't know what buffs they could be running. I don't know what this guy's waiting for. Yeah, I don't know what this deck is. I'm a little confused.
Yeah, this is the type of stuff you get in normals, but I just like to take the video and just raw straight into gameplay is what I always do, just so you don't get a highlight reel of wins or losses or anything like that. I guess I'll go with a Ballistic Bot here.
Yeah, that seems pretty reasonable.
Still have a lot of damage coming through anyway. Zoe is definitely getting toward leveled. He's gonna try to pull her.
Interesting.
Not even sure if it's really worth saving her at this point.
Yeah, I don't think. I don't think so. I don't think her level is going to actually matter.
Yeah. You can save her with a Nightfall. You could also counter with plenty of things. Maybe another Ballistic Bot and another Zoe, possibly.
Yep. Yeah, it sounds right. We're getting there. Jinx is almost leveled. So next turn you're gonna have the 6 mana.
Did do that in the wrong order, so that's my fault. Should have played Zoe first before Ballistic Bot. Just she would have had at least 1 tick on her level.
That's all good. Okay, so
yeah, I mean, ignitioning here isn't the worst thing to actually build up some attack with these things to be able to attack.
Yeah, I think that's probably good because as of right now, you're not trading into anything very well.
Yeah.
So
also gets Pale Cascade online, so I could buff if I need to.
Yeah, I'm assuming that Starry is just going to be discard fodder. It's either the Zonite or the Get Excited.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we looking at here? So is there any way to empty the hand right now?
Yeah, I don't think so. With how
I'm
much
assuming
I actually have to play. I could play this for 1.
Yeah.
And then I could play both Get Excited and the Zonite Urchin to discard 2 cards. I would be left with 1 card left.
Okay. Makes sense.
Still can do some damage. I guess I will do another Ignition. Attacking with Jinx does seem risky, even though I have Pale Cascade with them having
Frostbite.
Or Frostbite or their own Pale
Yeah,
Cascade.
I don't.
Control Chain
Yeah. I'm not really sure what to play around here.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's also the downside of this thing. Yeah, I could attack with Zoe, I suppose, and play a Pale Cascade to go for that kill.
Yeah, I assume they definitely have a Frostbite then.
Yeah, I'm assuming they have something. So would you suggest attacking with both of these as well? If they do block with something, I can Pale Cascade. But also, them generating Ignitions is helpful and also hurtful in the sense that I might not be able to get it. But at this
level
point,
up Jinx.
Yeah, level up Jinx. But Ignitions at this point actually do slow the game down a little bit. I can burn them out and get these things blocking bigger units.
Yeah, that is very true. So
I guess we're going to save our mana.
Yeah, I don't think there's any real reason to rush things just yet.
Yeah, so this, I mean, is one of the games with this deck where it more turned into Jinx is most likely our win condition. Leveling her up will be big. They most likely don't have direct removal unless they really buff the crap out of Braum.
Yeah. Your
So
starting hand also, or the 3 jerry rigs, really,
yeah, it's pretty hilarious.
really is not the okay. That's pretty annoying.
I think we'll just drop an ignition here. I suppose get these up to 4 attack.
Yeah, you know what? Like, might have to happen is you might have to do the starry, whatever the
Super
spell is.
school
Like
star chart. Yeah.
the star chart to get the silence for Verena.
Mm-hmm.
That might be what has to happen.
Definitely could have to happen. So we definitely need to block some things here.
Yeah.
You okay with losing one bot here?
Yeah, we definitely need to get Jinx going. The Verena definitely is an issue for Jinx because the rockets are just going to fuel her.
Yes, yeah. So obviously killing her or doing something will be nice at some point. And the annoying heal from the Sparklefly has been consistently annoying. I think I can empty my hand this turn though.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Might not be the most, the best way to empty a hand, but I think it's possible.
Yeah, I think so. Wait, so
Just play these 3 cards here.
Yeah.
And empty the hand that way. I won't be able to play super cool star chart though, which is kind of annoying.
Yeah, I don't know how you're gonna deal with the Verena if you don't.
Yeah, we'll play it, I guess. We could always empty our hand next turn. Let's see if we get it. We got it.
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
So we can just play
so
that
that's
now, I suppose.
yeah. That's actually super big. You know, at least stalled a little bit longer.
Right, and you have that plus your running Spacey Sketcher, and there's 8 3 or under cards there, so pretty decent shots. I guess I will play the Sump Dredger here, discard the Jury Rig.
Yep.
And that's a good way to
That is super good.
proc Jinx. So I guess at this point we're ending our turn.
Yeah, that or you could play the Urchin and get rid of the Pale Cascade, but
And just to get another thing on the board before I have to do it next turn. We'll save the 2 mana, I guess, and then just use that. So I definitely want to use Get Excited, most likely.
Yeah.
Probably that. Alrighty, so yeah, we definitely want to empty our hand. That's the goal for this turn, right?
yeah, definitely needs to happen.
Most likely kill something with the Experimenter. We probably have Ice Pillar coming down this
Yeah.
turn. But we can also slow play and just play Ignition as well.
Yeah, so the play right here, Ignition.
So we have 10 mana total. Yep. So Ignition, and then probably Get Excited.
Yeah, and then the Experimenter would make sense. Yep.
So that's the most Nexus damage possible, right?
Yes, and hopefully we could shoot the Sparklefly off the board, maybe.
Yeah, with the I don't know. Does this go to face or does this try to kill the lifesteal? It's like that
So-
would die to 2 rockets. We'll both die
I guess-
to 2 rockets at some point, I guess. Now.
Well, I was thinking the Augmented Experimenter could just kill the.
Oh
the
yes,
one
yeah, that's very
Sparklefly.
true. So Jinx with the Pale Cascade, perhaps, onto the Nexus.
Yeah.
Leaves us at 6 mana, so we can play the Experimenter still.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good to me.
So we're not going to get a rocket this turn, but
But we can kill 1 Sparklefly, and he did skip playing the Ice Pillar this turn.
yeah, very interesting.
At
What's
least
awesome?
some healing.
Yeah, what's awesome is when he does play the pillar, the 8/3.
Yeah, the Ballistic Bot is going to eat that currently. So obviously a weird matchup where they actually established a decent board and we couldn't attack, but we still have plenty of burn damage over the top.
Yeah, this matchup is super awkward right now.
This is very funny. Stopping the level of Jinx.
Wow, that is painful.
Interesting. He does not want Jinx to level.
Well, I guess he knows.
So I guess we're good here, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can't attack. Nothing trades well besides the Ballistic Bot, but he could still have a Frostbite, so that
Right.
might not trade.
So we're good. Nice pillar on the Ballistic Bot coming out.
This is one of the most annoying matchups I have actually seen.
This is quite hilarious. Josh, do me a favor and slide to your right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. I guess I'll do an ignition here.
Yeah, that seems.
Start
So how
off
can we
with,
empty our hand? So is that another Jinx? That is. So
It is Jinx, yep.
we could get excited.
Yeah.
Space.
Spacey.
Yeah. Yep. So we can empty pretty easily as long as Jinx doesn't die, which I can't see. He hasn't. It's not like he invoked any obliterates or anything.
Yeah, he hasn't invoked anything yet. Nothing like that. Yeah.
I assume he's going to throw the ballistic bot into Verena or Verna, however you pronounce it.
Yeah, Scarmother.
Okay, so that's not good.
That is how he's going for Jinx.
Okay, but we have another Jinx, so that's probably the play then. Instead of get excited.
Yeah, makes sense to me. So it's only a 6 damage here. No overwhelm over here going through. So block with a 3, I suppose. Save some health.
Makes sense.
We'll play Jinx and then level her up.
Yep. Yeah, we can still empty the hand.
Unless we get hushed.
That'd be horrible.
Yeah, I guess we just go right for Jinx at the moment. So we can play spicy. I like that.
The spicy sketcher.
The spicy sketcher. We could play that onto Flame Chompers, and then when we play this, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can get another rocket this turn.
Yes, you can get a rocket this turn. That's huge. You're gonna discard it anyway, so it doesn't
really matter. I mean, in case he uses the hush or something, I guess it wouldn't. But yeah, we can play this. I have to overwrite a unit here, but it is still at least possible to get a rocket this turn, which is nice. So
that's a big Braum.
Yes, it is a very massive Braum. But yeah, like they redid how these characters work, Lucian and Jinx, so they can trigger their abilities the turn they level up.
Yep.
So
super big.
I can overwrite one of my units with this elusive Poro and then get a rocket, and I still have 1 mana. We'll overwrite the Spacey Sketcher, I suppose.
That works. Okay, so it's getting a little sketchy. They have a lot of...
Yeah, we definitely need to win pretty dang soon.
Yeah.
To say the least. We definitely need to win. So we're getting 4 damage through. We can get a little bit more damage through with elusive.
Yeah, if you play the rocket first so that you could get the the sparkle fly out of the way. Okay, that's pretty big.
Yeah, that's a great card to get.
That's a little annoying, but
So I think we need to play those right away, pretty much.
Oh yeah, definitely. You need to get that rocket online.
Discard our Get Excited, which is always pretty annoying because we do want to draw that on the next turn, but we at least get a rocket right now.
I wonder if it was. Is there a scenario where you save until next turn, so Jinx draws both, and then you hit both with the Nexus to get a rocket and win the game that way?
Save my rocket, you mean?
No. Like you would have saved the Get Excited.
Do that possibly.
So then, but I think you'd have been down 1 because the Sparklefly would have healed.
Yeah.
So.
And he's troll chanting to keep the Sparklefly
That is
alive.
So annoying. What?
I mean, we knew he had a troll chant at some point, so we will kill this to save our Jinx.
That's huge.
Yeah. There's not really any point to attack with this. I guess there technically is a point. Is this the correct play? This will net 1 damage.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I guess that's technically. How does this hurts us if he has an additional Braum to buff the Sparklefly?
If he has a take card, that really hurts.
Buff, yeah. So maybe it is not the correct play.
Yeah.
And the difference between 1 damage or 2 right now isn't really a big factor because our rocket does 4 anyway.
Yep.
The problem is having Jinx live against this Braum, which I don't know if we actually have a way to do so.
Wow, that's super annoying.
That is, yeah. So I'm not sure we have a way out because I think we used all of our Get Exciteds.
We still have Jinx though.
We have 1 Jinx. Yes, we could. We should have 1 more Jinx. And that is not Jinx, and that is Pale Cascade, which is not going to be able to be played quick enough, but it's still a thing.
Yeah, that sucks that we can't get the rocket. You know, why can't we get it? We already used 1 rummage. That sucks. Can you play a card instead, please? That'd be nice.
Excuse me, sir.
There you go. Oh, no. Oh, no. So the Sparklefly dies?
No, he'll deal 1 damage with Tarkaz first, so I can't even block.
Oh, that's true.
With my thing, unless I do that. It looks like that's our best bet.
Yeah.
So that's what we get. He goes up to 4 health. I think I have to save my 2 cards so I can draw the most cards possible.
Yes. So we need you definitely need a Jinx or a Get Excited. That's what you need.
The other thing I do have possible is pulling the Sparklefly to push damage through with Pale Cascade. But Star Shaping is also a card.
That's...
So obviously this guy is teched for healing. Star Shaping and Guiding Touch has done it. The Sparklefly probably is only healed for like 4 to 5 damage, but
that's still huge.
That's still a lot. Like... Yeah, it's just...
This is getting super annoying. So the next time he attacks...
Yeah, the next time he attacks, he's pretty much, right?
No, well, he kills a lot.
Oh, that's true, yeah, when he does attack. Experimenter isn't terrible.
Okay, that's bad.
That's not bad. Oh, that's bad. So, yeah, we pretty much will lose here. So we can pull this, attack here, put this out. Although I suppose, actually, now... We do have another Get Excited. Things have gotten interesting. Yeah, pretty much the only thing we can do, correct?
I think so.
Take him down to that, and then play another Get Excited to put him down, back down to 4 health.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess we have to.
I mean, I suppose we can't even do it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there's nothing
we'll play this to kill him. But I think there's no out. We did push through like 30-some damage, which is pretty nice.
I know.
We pushed through 30 damage without attacking. To be even more specific. Without even attacking, we pushed through 30 damage. So we're going to give him a surrender, a GG.
Wow.
That's actually quite hilarious. Obviously a super weird matchup, and one of the funnier games I've had in a while. I mean, for a rush deck, for not attacking and dealing 30-some damage is quite interesting. So that's pretty dang hilarious. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Josh, thank you for being on here first with us.
Yeah, I'm sorry you couldn't get a win.
Hey, I mean,
very sad.
That's how normals works, man. That's how normals works.
I don't even know. Well, you can be sure you'll never see that on ladders. So.
Yes, yeah. You will not be playing Braum Trundle, most likely. I think it's going to be a tradition here to make the community spotlights make all those games losses. I think that's what's going to happen here.
Make all decks look trash.
Yeah, make every community member look like they have no idea what's going on. That's the goal here.
And on your YouTube videos, just only have wins.
Yeah, it's just a highlight stream of pure wins. Pure wins. Well, Josh, that's episode 1. Appreciate it. Thank you for jumping on this with me. And
thank you so much.
Yeah. The people can find you where? I mean, you can find us on the Twin Sons podcast, right?
Yeah. Twin Sons podcast. You can listen weekly. You can find us on the Twin Sons Discord if you haven't joined that yet. You can find me pretty much every day of the week for an hour on Twitch, JSHVLZ510. Yeah, so come hang out. Come join the lore community.
Come join it. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, do all those cool things, comment, give us the algorithm love. We appreciate it. We appreciate all the nice comments that we read all the time. So thank you guys for checking out this video, and until next time, peace.
See ya.